You're killing me, Smalls.
We making movies, no acting in. I'm fucking Instagram action shit. UPS shipping packages. I'm smoking weed out them packages. If I ain't got a gun, I'm stabbing it. I got some leftover lean in the cabinet. I can hit your little hoe when she happy. Poke on that pussy shit like it's a top in it. We making movies, no acting in. I'm fucking Instagram action shit. UPS doing the packaging. I'm smoking good ass weed out them packages. I can't lie, 'cause I ain't capping it.
What's up? It's your boy D, and thanks for tuning in to the first ever Sunday Short. Me and Antonio's gonna enjoying doing what we love more, and more on our own aspect. So, y'all ain't come here to hear me explain shit. Y'all came here for information. So, I'm gonna get into it. Today I'm gonna be talking about the NIL ruling that's affecting college athletics. If you haven't heard of what it is, NIL stands for name, image, and likeness. It's a huge milestone in college athletics because athletes are finally able to get paid for their likeness without facing any repercussions from the NCAA. Just to get into a brief history, the NCAA has always barred players from making money off their likeness due to amateurism. Basically, they were like, if we paid you, you would be pro athletes. And that's not what we are. If you want to get paid, go to the pros. If not, you're not paid. That's basically how it was. The NCAA believed providing a scholarship and stipends were enough of a payoff for their service. And truthfully, back then, maybe it was when programs wasn't generating hundreds of millions to sometimes billions of dollars. And that's a program. That's a basketball team or a football team. Maybe back then when it was small and wasn't generating profits, that was enough. But obviously nowadays, that shit's ridiculous. Especially some of the penalties that you would face for getting help. And help could be anything from taking a meal from somebody, taking money, taking shoes, taking a car, anything given to you could affect your eligibility to play. You could get suspended a few games. You could be ineligible to play the rest of the year, maybe the rest of your whole damn sporting career in college, and in some rare occasions. And I think this is by far the most stupid. If you're found out to have received funds or goods after you graduated or after you moved on, the NCAA takes your achievements away, take the season away. Think about the Fab Five with Michigan. They removed their season from the record books. I think as the time of this recording has been reinstated, but imagine that. A whole year, you and your boys practiced, sweat and grinded. Y'all didn't have performance enhancers. Some of y'all received cash for y'all's ability, and the whole season is gone. The same with Reggie Bush. They took back his Heisman Trophy. I don't think they physically took it back, but they struck him from the record books. And it's just like, why? Like, are you gonna give it to the runner-up? No, because it's fucking stupid. But it's been an ongoing battle for decades. Every time that the problem would get brought up, though, most people will be like, if we did pay the players, how would we do it? Would it be equal from all departments, from all athletic departments? Would all the players get paid equally? Or would it be like the pros where your stars get paid more and your non-stars or starters get paid scraps? So issues like that would always derail the possibility of this happening. Me personally, I never thought that it would happen. I never thought college players were going to get paid. I thought it was one of those things where it was a good idea, but oh well. But the NCAA finally gave leeway because a few states such as California, Alabama, Florida, Georgia, Kentucky, Mississippi, New Mexico, and Texas started making laws that made it illegal for the NCAA to punish athletes for making money off their likeness. So, by the NCAA giving leeway, I meant that they saved face and made it legal before the laws took into effect. And state laws trump any NCAA law. I shouldn't have to explain it, but I will. And so, it's actually been like a trickle down effect because California did it first, with the other states I named coming after, and it was just a matter of time before all 50 states passed laws like it. So the states intervened due to help of big time athletes. LeBron James himself was there with who the fuck signed the bill? Governor? Mayor? I'm gonna say the governor of California. LeBron was with him, and this is how much it means to people. Now, it is still illegal for schools to give out bribes to recruit kids, like it should be. Schools can't give you a car. They can't promise you $1 million, and they can't do X, Y, and Z to recruits. This means that you can make money off your likeness. You can do social media posts. You can do commercials. You can accept money for endorsements. Hell, you can get a meal from somebody. But the major caveat is you can't use your school's likeness. So, Bryce Young, the current quarterback of Alabama, can't shoot a commercial with his Alabama jersey or any thing with the logo of Alabama on it. That's strictly forbidden because he's using the school's likeness. He can do a commercial just in regular shirt and tee saying, "Hey, I'm Bryce Young and I endorse this." Perfectly fine. Now, there's still some logistics that need to be worked out, such as if a school is sponsored by Nike, Jordan, or Adidas, can a player be endorsed by a rival brand, an opposite brand, and stuff of that nature. Since you know the history and know what it is, the major part, what is its impacts? For me, it's going to affect video games the most. If you grew up like me playing NCAA, those were some of the best games compared to Madden to play football, and they stopped at NCAA 14 because they couldn't reach an agreement to pay the players for their likeness. So EA was like, you know what? Fuck it. We're just going to cancel the whole game on y'all's asses. And so, as we know, it's coming back out. Madden itself has already sent some of their developers to get started on NCAA. And so, the video games are obviously coming back. We're going to see more March Madness. We're going to see more, more video games based off of college athletics now. As for the players, they stand to make quite a bit of profits. Now, the numbers I'm going to throw out to you may seem small, but this is from one source. So, the NFL and MLB makes $120 million a year in combined annual income from publishers such as EA and Sony Corp, along with Panami American Corp, or Inc., which is a trading card company. This equates to $48K a year per player, and with these numbers, not $48K per player, $48K per team. What the fuck am I talking about? But this would mean every college player would get $1,200 off the bat from video game endorsements. Shout out to athleticdirectoru.com for that information. So you'll be thinking, $1,200 a year for 4 years? What the hell type of money is that? That's just their base. Think of it as a base salary. That's a base of what each player would get. That's not to mention all the endorsements they do, all the social media posts they're paid for, and just the money they take on the side. The sky is limitless, if I'm being honest. Like if you take your Bryce Youngs, if you take shit, I don't watch college sports. I don't give a fuck. I'm not gonna sit here and hold you, but if you took Johnny Manziel, Reggie Bush, AP, AJ McCarron, Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, if you would have took names like that, they would have been able to make a great amount of money based off their likeness. So this gets to the overall question of how is it going to affect sports moving forward? My thoughts is it's going to give an incentive to stay in college longer. I think the time of one and done could be coming to an end because there's no more, I can't stay in college, I need to provide for my family. If you're that dude and if you think you're going to get drafted high anyway, you're going to be making a good amount of money from endorsements, from sponsors, from X, Y, and Z in college. So this incentive people to stay 4 years to get their degree. With that, it builds more of the dynasties in college. You can actually see teams build through the years. That's great on the college fronts. So you're probably thinking, how would this affect the pros? Basically, I feel like from that point moving forward, kids staying in college for full 4 years, maybe 3 years, it will make the amount of talent in the pros go up. Teams won't now need to build their players from scratch. They won't have to teach them all the bare tools that college used to provide to kids. Back in the day, if you take like the 80s, Larry Bird and Magic Johnson hit the ground running. Michael Jordan hit the ground running. Most players from back then were, of course, they weren't at their peak, but they hit the ground running because they had basics and foundations. There's too many times where you hear college football teams saying they have to rebuild, from college football quarterbacks to the pros being told that they need to rebuild their throwing mechanics, or NBA players saying that some of these kids need to learn the basics of the sport. Like, now they have time to do that on a lower level. Now that there's more learning that can be done, we don't have to worry about where your next meal is going to come from, or his mom and my people back home. Good. Like, are they struggling or not? So me personally, I think it's a plus in all departments. Of course, there's going to be the negatives. Of course, some people are going to make more than others that lead to jealousy. That's just what money does. More money, more problems. But in my heart of hearts, I feel like it's been a long time coming. It's been too many times where we've seen players be villainized over receiving some money. Chris Webber is still controversial for, mainly now at this point, for lying, but for accepting money from a donor, from Ed Martin, which he should have. Money and shoes, the basic necessities of what you should be given for your talent. That Reggie Bush I mentioned earlier, getting his Heisman Trophy revoked. Like, stupid shit like that will stop happening. And so, moving forward, I think we will see a more competitive NCAA scene. We'll see a more skilled pros, more skilled rookies in the pros, forgive me. And a little nugget to touch for my wrestling fans. WWE has pretty much released a statement that since the NIL is now in effect, that they will start targeting more amateur wrestlers. You'll start to see more D1 wrestlers, D2, D3, more college wrestlers switch to professional wrestling, because now they're ready to work with them. They're willing to invest time and resources that isn't illegal now into a raw product. We've seen it with Gable Stevenson. WWE spared no expense to teach him the professional wrestling way. They set up plenty of they set up training centers with actual trainers there on campus for him. So when he was done with college wrestling, he could easily transfer over. So we'll see more individual stuff like that. I'm bored. As a wrestling fan, I am bored. This is how you find the next Kurt Angle. This is where you find the next Brock Lesnar, Chad Gable, and stuff of that nature. So, all around, the name, image, and likeness agreement, it's a plus for me. But tell me what you think. Are you for it? Are you against it? Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, tap that bell for notifications on when we upload. And like always, we out.